Hey y'all, it's your girl Michaela Janae here, back with another hair video. Today's video will be kind of quick because I'm hot and I turned the air off so you guys can hear me better. But if you like my hair and makeup, I actually did do a get ready with me on this like Galaxy Girl giving Xenon hair and makeup look, so be on the lookout for that. But today I will be going over my favorite tools for the salon, combs and brushes edition. Like I keep saying, I want to get more hair content out for you guys, so I want to start off with the fundamentals and the basics along with my other content. So today I'm going to be starting with combs and brushes. As you guys know, I do locks, I do braids, we do natural hairstyles, and we also do straight hair. So I'm going to be going over my favorite tools to use for those things and those items, and just some must-haves to have in your salon or to have in your at-home arsenal. Okay, so first I'm going to be starting off with combs, okay? My first fundamental comb, and this is a comb that can be found in almost every black household, is this like medium size comb. It's like medium to large, and most of the time they're black or they're a light brown color. These combs have been a staple in the black community. I've seen them in literally everyone's house or everyone's hair basket. But this one right here is the carbon edition. As you can see, this is not plastic. It's a little bit harder than the little cheap plastic. What I love about carbon utensils is that it does not melt. That's the difference between what you're going to use at home and what you're going to use in a salon. Carbon materials are essential, okay? So you can use this to blow dry for a silk press. You can use this while you're flat ironing, which I have another comb that I'm going to show you. But carbon does not melt when you are using it with heat. That's why that's the difference between this and, like I said, this trusty dusty brown one. You see, this one is way more flexible and this one will melt and this one will not. As you can see, like it even sounds different. This one is way more flexible and these things will melt and move as you comb it through hot hair or have it too close to a blow dryer or flat iron. It's gonna melt, but carbon combs will not. Sometimes they're a little bit more expensive, but they are worth it. And like I said, these size combs, whether they're carbon or not, are so essential because, like I said, they can comb through a lot of different textures and they can help you to detangle. So I appreciate this comb a lot, and I like to have a plastic one and a carbon one, okay? So speaking of combs, I also love this comb right here. Like I said, this is a large detangling comb, and this is by the brand Cricut. You can find this at Sally's. So this is great for at-home hairdresser or a professional hairstylist. People have been asking me where I've gotten this comb for so many years because they've been looking for something this big. Most people try to only detangle with this, but this doesn't work for every case scenario. When I am detangling from like super wet hair, I'm going to use this first. It doesn't matter the hair texture, just to get out the tangles. This comb is really great when you are trying to detangle, or I like it to comb out curls because of how wide the teeth are. We have had this comb for years. As you can see, one of the teeth are actually missing, but it is very sturdy. We've had this comb for years and only one tooth has broken, and that's probably just from being careless with it. And it's so good for detangling. Like, this is my holy grail. If I have a natural client coming in, I'm gonna grab this comb because it is essential. Like I said, this one I really wouldn't blow dry with because this one is going to get it straighter because the teeth are finer and closer together, but this is what I'm going to use to detangle. My next favorite combs is of course a rat tail comb, but this is a carbon rat tail comb. As you guys know, in the hair community, we have, I feel like we came up with it. Somebody came up with the chase method of flat ironing hair to make sure you're grabbing all of the hair. When you're doing a chase method, if you've ever done the chase method before, you know that those little plastic rat tail combs will melt. Your teeth will be going all different type of ways. Like, let me see if I can find a comb like that. You see that? You see how the teeth is all jagged? Like, first of all, when that happens, you're gonna be snagging your client's hair and it's just not good. Like, this needs to be thrown away. I knew I had one, and that's because these are not carbon. These are a 441 comb from like Sally's, but as you can see, it's really flexible and it melts. But when it comes to these carbon combs, these are essential to flat ironing hair and to getting good parts. You see, this one has a metal tip. Ooh, the air just came back on. Hopefully y'all can hear me. And this one has just a regular, a little bit of a thicker tip, but both of these are carbon. They are very hard and sturdy. They don't bend at all. And another essential for me is a carbon, I call this my lock comb or my comb coil comb. And as you can see, it's also a barber comb because it came with my barber kit in cosmetology school. It has a really fine top, and then it gets wider at the bottom. There's even a comb like this that gets even skinnier, but this is great for starter locks, and this is great for retwisting some of your smaller lock clients. Now I'm not someone that only uses the comb to retwist. I know some people that literally only use their hands. I do that too. Like, it really depends. A good palm roll, a good hand twist. It depends on the size of my client's locks and how many locks they have. If they have really small locks, I'm not about to use the comb to retwist their hair. I'm going to use my hand, going to go quicker. Another essential is a cheap comb like this. This is not carbon. I have 2 of the things broken out. This was not an accident. If you have been to cosmetology school, this was actually to help you part the hair to go faster during your state board test. They taught us, you know, to part out for things. But what I realized this is key for, okay? A lot of people buy the little combs, you know, like this with the little section cut out, but baby, you can make that yourself. You don't have to go out and spend extra money. If you already have a barber hair cutting comb, that's what these call, hair cutting combs, and it's cheap, break a couple of the things at the top, and this is how I get my straight parts for stitch braids. This is how I part for my men's cornrows, my knotless braids. It is this right here. I'm putting you guys on because sometimes, you know, you can rat tail comb it. Like, I'm starting to get more into a rat tail comb for a straight line, but certain times when you're trying to get little bitty hairs, you need just a little hook to get the hairs you need. And this is really helpful to get the hairs you need, and this is really helpful, like I said, for stitch braids. If you don't use your pinky, you can use a comb like this, and it's a little bit more comfortable in your hand, more leverage than the rat tail comb that has the little things cut out. This is essential. Get you a cheap comb. Like I said, this one is super cheap. These are the exact same combs that I've had since I was in hair school, and I broke all of the teeth at the top. So I think that's it for combs. Let's move on to brushes. Okay, a brush that I didn't think I needed but that came in clutch was a wet brush. Okay, I thought wet brushes were only for a certain type of hair, but that's not true. I use this on straight hair. I use this on curly hair. A wet brush really does wonders when it comes to detangling hair. Okay, when I was in hair school, one of my classmates was like, girl, and she was Caucasian. She was like, girl, get you a wet brush. It's gonna help you to detangle all types of hair. And I was like, are you sure? I don't know about that. Put you guys on. These wet brushes can be found at Walmart. They can also be found in your professional hair stores. And I was like, I didn't understand why, but it's because these brushes work really well. The bristles are very flexible, but it really works so good with detangling all types of hair. So this is essential. They be like you can get it for as low as like $6, I think, but some of them are more expensive. So a more expensive professional wet brush, and like a wet brush is by the brand Epic Professional, I think. I got this bad boy right here. This bad boy is my new favorite. If you recently watched one of my hair salon hauls, you know that I recently got this, but I have already been using this in the salon, and honey, this brush is like combining a wet brush with a boar bristle brush, because this has boar bristles. Okay, it has like the boar bristles and the regular bristles with the little tip on the end, and honey, this creates shine and it makes the hair so smooth. Right now my hair is only blow dry, and it is flowing, and it is smooth, and it is shiny, and it is partly because of this brush. Like, I love it. I love brushes with a really wide base. As you can see, it's about as big as my hand, which you can get more surface area. You're smoothing more of the hair, and it's not like a little. This brush was like, I want to say $10 or over $10. I don't know, but it was worth it. It was worth it. It was worth it. This is something else you can use on any type of hair, because you know, any type of hair responds to boar bristle brushes, and it's hard to blow dry with just a regular boar bristle brush. This helps to detangle and get that shine, and this is basically like round brushing the hair but with a paddle brush. If you guys been to hair school, you know that they teach you to round brush, and it's so much of this. It's so much of this. It's so much arm work, but this is so helpful. But you guys know I gotta have in my arsenal a round brush. I actually do want to invest in an Olivia Garden round brush, so just let me insert Olivia Garden round brush right here, because that's what's going to be up next for me. an Olivia Garden round brush. It's going to be humongous and it's going to be gold. But right now I'm using my Express Iron Guard Paul Mitchell Pro Tools brush. This is a round brush, and this one is to me like a medium size. It's not really humongous. They have some round brushes that's humongous. I want a humongous one, I think. But this one gets the job done. A round brush is going to, one, give you body for your short hair clients that need it, but it's also going to do some amazing smoothing. I have seen some people on YouTube and Instagram do an amazing silk press with a round brush. Like, you need a round brush. A round brush is not just for straight hair, it is for black people too. It is for curly hair too. Okay, round brush, especially some of those tighter textures, like a really, really tight curl. I don't believe in numbers and letters, I don't believe in all that. A tight curl, someone who has more of a kinkier afro type hair, use a round brush. That is going to smooth that cuticle out. You know, practice. If you don't know how to use a round brush, to me, round brushing and marcels are essential and key. Like, they're never going to go out of style. So learn how to move that wrist and work a round brush and a marcel iron to your needs, okay? So last but not least, I have another Cricut Fast Flow XL, okay? The air came on again. And this brush says static free. Honey, once again, this is one of my new buys. This brush does what it needs to do. This brush is, first of all, a wide surface area. That's what I'm realizing just when it comes to brushes. Get a wide brush. Stop getting brushes that's like this. Literally, brushes be like this. Get brushes that's wide. It's going to help you with your natural hair clients. You're getting more area. You're smoothing out. You can do bigger sections, like bigger width sections, not like this wide, just more length, okay? And as you can see, these are hard. This is not moving as much as the wet brush. This is not moving at all. The hardness helps you to create that tension when doing your silk presses and just getting your blow dry straight for when you're about to do braids and stitch braids, because you can't do a blow dry that's all crinkly and you're not getting all that texture out of the hair. This brush was about $8, I want to say $2, and this came from a professional store, but I think Cricut can also be found in Sally's. It's essential. It's essential. As you can see, it's like literally the size of my face. It's essential, okay? So I think that is all. I just want to come on here and show you guys my favorite go-to combs and brushes for in the salon. I hope you guys find some things that you can take home with you, even if you're not a professional. It's time to update your tools. Like I said, if you're only still using that brown, or if you're only still using this brown plastic comb, it's time to step it up. There are so much better results that you can get by just upgrading your tools. And like I said, even if you switch to this carbon version of the comb, I got this from my local beauty supply store. Your beauty supply store wants to cater to professionals too a little bit, so they should have some carbon materials. Go and get that. That's all I'm gonna say for today. I hope you all enjoyed this video. More content is on the way. I think next I'm gonna go over my hot tools. So stay tuned for that. I'm gonna see you guys in my next video.